Hi. Well, I thought this would be a nice, kind of pleasant place to talk, you know. Ah, it's right near the other place where I make videos. Um, I thought of something that I think is really important for me to do for myself. And it is to take myself in hand. It's an old expression. I'm sure you probably have already heard it and know what it means. It's I'll just talk about it a little bit and we'll see, you know. There is a teeny bit of sun here, but not too much. I'm under a tree. One nice thing about sitting here is all these birds, you know. Okay, um, I just wrote a little summary called Do Only These. And they are three different types of trades that occur quite frequently in the late afternoon in options. And the reason that I, made this little summary and titled it "Do Only These" is, as you can probably guess, because it should not be. I should not do anything else other than those, and there are enough of those, you know. I mean, if I happen to accidentally hit on a day where there are none, or there's only one and I miss it, or whatever, then so be it. There's nothing wrong with going through an afternoon without a trade. Sometimes they don't occur, but for the most part, they're like the local train. There's one along every few minutes, and so if you only want to go a couple of stops, and for me, a couple of stops is a lot of money. It's a nice, nice, tidy sum, and so if I find myself doing something like, let's say, missing one, and then trying to get in a little, you know, as it's already, when the train's already left the station, and I'm hanging on to the outside with the door shut, and praying, that nothing comes along and whaps me off the train, and I roll under the wheels and become a meatball. So I really should be, just in it where I'm supposed to get in, or not at all. And so if I find myself doing that, then I have to take myself in hand. And what that means is I have to go over what they look like again, and I have a nice database that has pictures of examples of all these trades, So I can just go into those folders or look at ones that occurred on the day when I didn't do them, but I did some other thing that I felt uncomfortable with after I entered it. And see, with these kinds of trades, I feel pretty comfortable in them. I can feel pretty stress-free trading. It often happens that I get the tops of moves, but I don't really try to do that. I just try to get out at a reasonable place. And so, that all being said, there isn't really much to stress about for me in trading. In the late afternoon, the options move appropriate distances. I've measured them, and see, there's a difference between analyzing the market. That analyzing analyzing the kinds of things that I'm looking for is a prerequisite to taking myself in hand. Like if I don't know what I'm doing, then I've got to study and learn what I'm doing. But if I do know what I'm doing and I don't do it, then that's when I need to take myself in hand. And sometimes that does involve, admitting to Franny what I've done, which can be, embarrassing. Franny can be very caustic. and I do have to say that it's nice to have somebody caustic in my life. I haven't known too many caustic people. Greg is kind of an easygoing, forgiving kind of guy, he just says, well, you'll do better, some other time or something. He's just like, yeah. He's an enabler for other men and possibly for women too. He was telling me that he used to wash dishes when he was in college. He used to wash dishes at a sorority. He was like he assisted at a sorority, and the girls would talk to him and tell him all their problems and secrets, because he has this quality, like he's an easygoing kind of guy, and I like working with him. I don't know, Franny has traded with us, and when she's traded with us, and also she's not only traded with us, but also when I took my boat out, sometimes she went out with me on the boat, and when Franny is on a boat, she turns into one of those legendary sea captains, Captain Bligh or something. She spends the whole trip yelling. It's like, see those birds? Look at those birds. They're standing up. Don't go there. She hates running aground, which is almost inevitable in the Florida Keys. So, and in trading, she can be like that too. Like sometimes she just focuses on the task she's given, and she really works at it. But other times, if we're talking, she'll be sitting there and saying, look at that, you're missing that, you're missing it. Or when I was moving the stop, which I don't do anymore, but she'd say, move the stop, you're losing your money. So that, which may be part, I keep asking Franny to trade with us, and she says no, she doesn't want to, but she really does have a lot of other things that she has to do, including things just for taking care of herself, like going to the chiropractor, and exercising would be good. I've kind of whittled my trading hours down, so I think I would be way more stressed if I spent 2 or 3 hours trading, but I try to get there before 3:30, and it closes at 4. So I trade the last half hour when it moves the most, and that's fun for me. I enjoy being in things that move, and I don't like things that are slow, even if I'm making money. At some point, I just, I'm getting out here, but it's still going up, and I go, but it may turn around. I just get bored with it, So, and with But this is what enables me to take myself in hand, because I have refined and refined and refined and refined my trading down to the bare bones, and I really do know exactly what I should be doing at any given moment. So if I'm not doing it, then I really do need to take myself in hand, because the problem is not in knowledge or even in skill. It is just in my, I just have to cure my ADHD or something, do a little Immunix.